Stay home, protect the NHS, save life. You must be listening this slogan from last few weeks now.
I want to thank the amazing workers in the NHS, everybody working in social care,
I do not understand what is the meaning of this protect the NHS and save lives.
to protect our NHS and to save many, many thousands of lives.
You must have seen that whenever there is any outbreak, any national incident or whatever, I think there are people who are working in the background. They come up with these fancy words right away and they're just waiting for it to deliver those fancy words. You must have seen that on Brexit, on many other issues as well. I'm not going to go into details. When this unfortunate coronavirus outbreak was out, before we knew it, and all of these fancy words was already out there anyway. I totally agree that stay at home because I'm not expert. I have to follow the guideline of people who really know about this field, which includes honorable doctors, government, and I totally get that. But what I do not get it about this protecting NHS and staying at home. NHS should be protecting us rather than we've been delivered this message that we have to protect the NHS. In normal circumstances, like a normal without any outbreak and normal circumstances, you must have seen that there are already long queues in NHS. Many of the elections or most of the elections are fought on NHS. We are talking about first world country where UK should be leading by example. Imagine that in third world country, which include Africa, South Asia or many here, that their leaders are delivering the message to the public that stay at home, do not try to come to the hospital or something because we don't have enough resources. Honestly speaking, they will burn those hospitals down. The problem is this: we're talking about first world country. UK should be leading by example. Rather than leading by example, we are getting this kind of message: we don't have resources to look after you. Rather than we are kind of mixed signals that please stay at home and do not try to come to NHS because we cannot look after you. What kind of message we are giving? And on top of that, all of a sudden you see very big billboard, the NHS staff is our hero, and you also see that many coffee shops, they're giving free coffee shops, but coffee shops are closed anyway. So I don't know from where they're gonna get the coffee shops. Then you get this kind of a messages from many other companies. Someone is giving free delivery. Some of these companies are giving free pizza, and then this mobile companies, they are giving kind of a free data as well, and free parking, and this kind of a bullshit stuff. The NHS staff who really work hard, they do not need this kind of fancy words or this kind of fancy facilities which in their normal life is not going to make any difference whatsoever. What they really need is respectful pay. If you really want to boost their morale, increase their pay. What we expect, for example, a normal person like myself, if we got sick and we need to use NHS or any care kind of facilities, any people who go to care home or NHS, and when they go to care home or NHS, they want a service, they want a high class service, and they want at least respectful service, because we pay our taxes. But what we see over there, people who are really working at the ground, which include the honorable nurses and the care staff as well, they are only getting minimum wage. How you expect a person to give you world-class service on a minimum wage? Why the people who are sitting at the top, all the consultants and who are coming up with these fancy words, who are writing down all of this bureaucracy and everything kind of rules, they're getting millions of pounds for their consultancy fees or whatever, and they're sitting in their fancy home. They do not know what's happening at the ground level, and they're making these rules. The people who are working at the ground level, and by satisfying them, all of these fancy words not going to work. If you really care about the NHS staff and you really want them to deliver the service, you need to restructure their pay, at least under these circumstances. Give them 1 year pay without any tax. Then I will understand that you really respect those NHS staff and you really respect those people who are working hard at ground level. These fancy words not gonna help them. They have kids, they have their needs, they have to pay their bills, they have to pay their mortgages and everything. And at the same time, if I don't know how many of you have experience in NHS and the care home, you see that how they are working. They're only getting minimum wage. Plus, we expect them to give you everything what a person, like for example, the way I will care my mother, I will care my dad, we expect them to deliver the same kind of service on a minimum wage. How would you expect that? Whenever there is a shortcoming of these institutes, they always come up with these health and safety words. Whenever the train is late, whenever something stops working in the local council or whatever, Just to shut your mouth, they use this word health and safety. We understand this health and safety issues, but at the same time, this health and safety rules was being made where there are health and safety issues. Now, these words should not be used as excuse of your shortcomings. This system has barely exposed. First, this system was being exposed when there was Brexit. 3 years. 3 years this nation was in trauma and in turmoil. After that, this crisis of coronavirus, which was very unfortunate crisis, where UK should be leading by example. What really happened, rather than you giving the assurance to the general public that NHS is fully capable of providing all the services, do not worry about it, we will provide you everything. Rather than saying that, come up with these fancy words that protect the NHS and save lives. Like it is now, people are suffering. On the top of that, they need to protect the NHS as well. People who are sitting at the top, they should be giving us different kind of message, not only to this country, to the whole world, that how well equipped NHS is. That, for example, you can deal with any kind of outbreak, or you can even if there's any war kind of situation as well. We have extra resources. We have already our plans, how to deal with it. But what really happens? They got away with so many years, so many decades, with all of these fancy words and everything, and at the time when the time comes to deliver something, all you can do, you keep delivering this message by media, so it will be embedded in our mind, so we'll not raise any question because of this health and safety bullshit. If you really care about the NHS staff, rather than giving these big slogans or giving them free coffee, which the coffee shops are closed anyway, or data, they do not need data because they're working most of the time there anyway. And on the free parking, most of them do not use free parking anyway. So forget about this kind of fancy kind of words, big billboards about NHS staff is our hero or something, or any kind of facilities. Give them respectful pay. It is not our responsibility to protect the NHS. We are vulnerable people. We need the services because we pay taxes. We need the services. It's a government responsibility because you collect taxes to provide us the service when we need it, rather than this fancy words back. So from now on, people who are pinpointing on third world countries about their politics, you get the answer from your Brexit, how we dealt with it. Second thing is this: when we're pinpointing how the hospitals are working in third world countries, they don't have any kind of facilities and people are dying. We need to shut our mouth and look ourselves at how our NHS is working, how the NHS is under-resourced, it's not capable of dealing with this kind of situation where the people really need it. This is the message I wanted to give. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.